All right, here we go.
All right, everyone. Today we have the wonderful Lana Rodrigues from Colorado Springs. She runs one of the top teams in Colorado Springs, and she is a customer appreciation event master. She's been on the Overask podcast. She's all over Instagram. Everyone knows Lana. Lana, start us off. How did you get started in real estate?
Oh man, actually, well, first of all, good morning or good afternoon, everyone. Happy to be here, Sean and Kristen. Thank you so much for having me. I promise I will deliver a presentation to you guys, and there is going to be some takeaways because I don't like to come on these Zooms and just talk about myself and waste your time because your time is very precious. But before I plug into share screen mode and start death by PowerPoint, just kidding. I'll try to make it interactive. But how I started in real estate. So we've been in Colorado since 2014 and not by choice. It was a military relocation station for my husband. He was active duty for many, many years. And I was in retail before that, in retail management. So sales is not new to me. It was never new to me. And I really wanted to have a kid. And for some of the ladies on the call, you may relate to that. I wanted to have a kid and my husband didn't. And there was a little bit of a clash. And I was like, okay, let's try to find the common ground. How can we come to, he's like, well, go back to work. And I'm like, well, that's kind of mean. And I was like, well, what am I going to do? We're in a brand new state. I don't want to go back into retail because if anyone worked retail on this call, they kind of like, they use and abuse you and then they spit you out. He's like, well, why don't you become a realtor? And that was very scary to me. It was very scary to me for many reasons. First of all, you may hear the accent, and I'm going to try to sound as proper as possible, but English is my third language. So I came to this country speaking very little English and came a long way, sound the way I sound right now. And I'm like, real estate, I was so afraid of schooling, not understanding, not passing the exams. And we were buying our third property back then. And not to talk shit about other realtors, because I'm not a fan of that. But every person who helped us down the line was mediocre. Like our last realtor in Colorado Springs, he even didn't come to closing. He sent his assistant. We even didn't get a closing gift. And we didn't know any better. It was our third house. I'm like, okay, I guess that's how it's done. And Brian told me, my husband, he's like, you can do this so much better. I'm like, I technically could. Because I'm a firm believer real estate is not about selling houses. It's about relationships and communication and hyper focusing on your people. And that's how I got into real estate. That's long story short, guys.
What are the other two languages? I'm just curious.
Yeah, okay. So I speak Russian. I'm not from Russia, though. Let's not get it twisted, because some of you may leave this call for political reasons. No, I'm from the country of Latvia. Yeah, you probably never heard of it. Small country.
Yeah, my best friend's from Latvia.
No shit.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I'm from Riga, Latvia. Yeah. And it's a dual lingo country, Latvian and Russian. And then I also picked up a little bit of Spanish while I was living in America and working in retail.
I'm even more impressed by you now. Every time you speak, I'm more impressed.
Oh, thanks, John. Thanks, friends. Yeah, so real estate, it's been quite a bit of a journey. It's been life-changing for me. And of course, there have been ups and downs. And one thing that I'm going to share with you today, it's a referral-based business model. And I was blessed to be introduced to those systems very early on. And I just adapted it and made it mine. I never paid for Zillow. As a matter of fact, I paid for Zillow for 5 months and I kind of sucked at it. I never answered the phone and I got 3 leads out of it. And it was like 2016 when they harassed brand new agents and they told us it's like a amazing thing to do. But otherwise, everything that we have built so far was referral-based business model. And I'm going to show you what we do. And some of you on this call, may be like, okay, this is just some simple as shit. Exactly, it is. But you will be surprised how many people are not implementing this or not doing this on a constant basis. Because if you make it a system and make it an SOP, it's gonna blow your business up. So should I go ahead and share the screen, guys?
Absolutely.
Okay, awesome. And let's do this. I'm gonna try to, I have quite a bit of slides prepared. I'm going to try to go through them as much as possible. If you need to stop me and pause me and if somebody has a question, raise a hand, or we can leave all the questions for the end. Does that sound okay?
Awesome.
What do you prefer? Do you prefer us leaving till the end? I know I like questions at the end for stuff like that because I don't want to be thrown off my rhythm, but whatever you prefer.
Why don't we put questions in the chat, and I'm gonna try to watch the chat, and then maybe if there's like a little break, I can answer in between.
Okay, that works perfect. So guys, if
And
you have questions, type it in the chat and don't be shy, please. We love people interacting.
And do we have 1 hour, or can we go a little over? How are we on time?
Let's just
We
go
usually go
until
about
we're
45
done.
minutes, but you go as long as you want. Honestly, people can come in and out. We have much time as you want.
Okay, well, I have the whole hour just with you guys, so I'm a talker, so I may go a little over, see if you guys have to leave. I'm sure this is going to be recorded and you can ask for recording later, but let's freaking go. Now, bear with me as I'm doing the screen share. Good thing I'm good at real estate and not technology, because that's all.
You and me
All right,
both.
do we see a bright blue screen?
Yes.
All right, cool. All right, well, let's get this started. So the presentation today is called Dominate the Competition with a Referral-Based Business Model, because I promise you the things that I'm going to share with you today, not only like even people in my town who saw me speak about this multiple times, don't even implement this. So if you implement at least like 5% or 10% or even 50% of what I'm going to share with you, I promise you your business is going to change. All right. So just once again, a little bit about me. I had very humble beginnings, just like most of you in this call. And this is the first photo. It was taken in 2015 with me and my newborn daughter with a good old Remax sign, because we promoted Remax when we were part of that brokerage big time. And I've been with Remax for 5 years. Then I made a switch to Keller Williams, and I was there for 3 years. And just last year, actually almost a year ago, we made a switch to Real Broker, and we're finally home. We're very, very happy. I operate out of Colorado Springs, Colorado. We call it America's backyard. And from 119 transactions, my second year in Colorado as a solo agent with a newborn at home, to now we had the privilege of serving over 1,500 families here locally. And that's what I'm going to share with you, everything we do. And here, once again, from humble beginnings, Lana kind of in that photo, bringing her newborn to work, missing eyebrows for some reason. I'm not sure quite what was going on there, to now operating one of the top teams in the city. Okay, team, I want to talk to you about going back to basics and what it means. You as a solo producer, team leader, or even if you're a team member, you need to go to your team leader and say, hey, we need to find time to organize and audit our database. And how do we do that? What does it take? Well, most of us, hopefully most of us, are using CRM by now. Okay, CRM. We, for many, many years now, we use follow-up. We use follow-up as in a beginning, but now we're with Chime. We use Chime, and even when I was at Keller and they were pitching us Command, we were still using Chime, because let's say if you leave Keller, you just take your CRM with you. And what do we do on an annual basis? Specifically, me and my team, we perform an audit on all your past clients. Okay, if you're a brand new agent, you may not have that past clients, but if you've been in the business at least 1, 2, 3 years or 8 years like myself, you have quite a bit of portfolio of past clients. And what do we specifically look for when we go and perform that audit? We look at the health of the database. The people who bought with you in your town, are they still with you? Have they wandered off? Have they sold with somebody else? Because see, when you pay for leads, people come and go, and you don't get attached to them this much. When you work by referral, you take everything personal. And currently in Colorado Springs, we have on and off about 500 families living in town. And once a year, me and my assistant, or I also call her my client care manager, we sit down, we allocate a couple of days, and we just literally have both computers up. She tells me the name, I go into MLS, I go into accessors records and see if they're still there. And we performed this exercise last year, November. And what do you think? We found some people who wandered off. And what do you think I do? I don't feel sad about it. I go immediately into their DMs. Hopefully we're still Facebook friends. If not, maybe they defriended me. I still go into their DMs, or I text them and like, hey, I have noticed you moved on. May I ask you for personal reasons why we were not a team of choice? Because it's very important for you to know why people are no longer working with you. If they work with you in the beginning, what happens after that? And what I have, one of the people listed with Open Door. I think Open Door got into their mailbox or somehow, and they were on the market over 100 days. And I'm like, good luck with that. That's not my fucking problem. Excuse me if I cuss a little, because I get very, very passionate about this. And then somebody's like, oh, I used a friend from church and this and this. But when you understand like why people are no longer using you, you can tweak your systems and tweak your touches. And when you do such audit, you have to gather everybody's birthdays if you have not been doing that. And home buying anniversary, you have to be tracking that. And my advice to you is to start recognizing those two simple things, because like, just think about it. Like when we all have birthdays, right? Like how many, like we get a bunch of like DMs and like blah, blah, blah messages, but really, does somebody even send us a birthday card, like on our birthday? Does somebody brings you like little flowers to pop by? Well, maybe a title rep or lender pops by your office with something, but if you start doing these little things, your database is gonna like recognize it. Can you please drop maybe like number 1 in a chat if you're currently recognizing your spheres or your client communities birthday and anniversary, home buying anniversary? I'm just really curious. Okay, so Kristen is, yes, Kelly, Patrick, Giancarlo, Sherry. Okay, this is awesome. So, all right, there's 20 of you and feels like there's 6, 7, 8 of you. Okay, good. Good, awesome. We should be doing that, and you will be surprised how many people are not doing that. And sometimes I share about it, like, oh, this is so simple. Like, why? I'm like, why not? Why not? All right. Okay. And then another question comes up: working your database. Somebody's like, well, I don't have a database, but you do. If you're in the real estate industry, you do have a database, and it starts anywhere from cold leads. Cold lead, it's anything that you have to convert to become a prospect and become a customer later on. Okay, prospects, somebody you meet at the open house, some barista who's serving you, and like you give her the business card, she's like, oh, I may use you down the line. So those are the prospects. Then past clients. Come on, you guys, your past clients is the biggest and healthiest database you will ever have. And of course, your sphere of influence. All right, you are all on this call and you are each other's sphere of influence, friends. Social media, this is not a social media Zoom, but use your social media to your advantage. And of course, agent to agent. And what do we do to our database? We always add people and add value. I have to share with you guys one thing that we are not very good at doing, and one thing that my team and I are going to improve is collecting everybody's emails. We were really good at it, and then we have a little staff change. We kind of paused on that. But look, email, you start collecting people's emails, past clients, anyone you meet, because then you can put them through your mail list. You know, your farming on Chime or whatever you're going to do. So email is power. And then I want to talk to you guys for a second, agent to agent referrals, because like, look, there's 20 friends here, and I know we have some Canadian friends, we have some American friends, and my one task for this, number 1, to give you guys value, and hopefully you will leave with some takeaways. Number 2, I want you to guys remember me as the girl for Colorado. Like Lana is girl, Colorado questions, Colorado real estate questions, ideally Colorado Springs. Lana Rodrigues is my girl. And unfortunately, in our industry, agents are not recognizing that opportunity, how it needs to be recognized. So I want to maybe screenshot this little slide, and I just want to talk to you about agent to agent referral sources. They're huge. And for example, last year alone, we did 200 transactions as a team, and 40 out of those transactions were referrals from other agents, just around other agents. And how do one just jumpstart this machine? Well, number 1, network within your brokerage. Okay. When I was making, and by no means this is not a pitch about Real, but I was leaving Keller and then I was moving to Real Broker. And if you ever move brokerages, you know it's painful, especially if you have to move the team, and you have to, like, you're moving your team, you're moving your reputation. And one thing that I made sure before I came to my new brokerage, I introduced myself to as many people as possible. And some people cared, some people didn't, but I made that effort when most agents just make a move and never taken a leap of introducing themselves, right? Attend events, host events, get on podcasts. Because how do you get on podcasts? Well, you have to kind of design something you're really good at, and then you kind of start pitching it to the host. But when you're on podcasts, your name gets exposed to so many other real estate professionals that would never ever know of your existence. I have this one friend, Ashley McDougall. She's in Virginia, and she's like, Lana, how do I get on podcasts? I was like, well, you know, there's a couple of tips and tricks. And then she's like, fuck all of this. I'm going to start my own podcast. And she did. And now she has privilege of interviewing all these people and making it hers. Get on stages, and of course, leverage social media to connect. I have a post here of Jenna Hensley. Jenna Hensley is a fellow real estate friend. And we all attended, there was a real estate conference in Mississippi. And I was privileged to be one of the speakers. And I saw Jenna in a crowd, and I'm like, wow, she's in Austin, Texas, in Mississippi. And I saw her do this post. She's like, have not slept for 24 hours, but I made it to Biloxi for this real estate conference. So I actually gave her a shout out on a stage in front of like 300 Mississippi agents because of the effort that she came. She even didn't like, didn't ask me for it. I just wanted to recognize her effort coming to the event. And I can promise you, she was the only Austin, Texas agent in entire Mississippi. So imagine how many people her name and her brand got exposed. So these things have been crucial in my referral game. And I just want you to maybe start thinking and looking at events in a little different shape or light, because there's so many agents like, well, I don't need to go to events. There's nothing for me to learn. Okay, maybe you know it all, but at least go there for networking opportunities, because those are huge. All right, and then back to the database. Okay, if you already performed this exercise and you're like, now what? Well, now I want you to divide all your people into A, B, and C's and D's. So A would be an example. Let's say Kristen bought multiple homes with me. She's a Lana fan. She loves me. She loves my team. And if I pop by, or if I stop by her house with a cup of coffee, it's not going to feel weird. I'm going to stop by Kristen's house. Hey, Kristen, I was just in the area. Here's a little Starbucks on me. And Kristen's like, this is awesome, Lana. Thank you so much for doing that. This is so cool. How are you? How is the kids? And then I move away. I also know that Kristen is going to mention my name in the rooms where I'm not in. She's going to refer me her neighbors. And those are your raving fans. Okay, your B people are probably your friends. They're probably people who worked with you in the past. So people who know, like, and trust you, because if they did a real estate transaction with you, they most likely are those people. Now you can very easily to convert your B people into A people. And then there are C's. Your C's are your acquaintances. So most of the time, it's a lot of your Instagram followers, your Facebook friends, maybe parents at your kids' schools. And look, you cannot approach or talk to the C person like you talk to the A person. Because if Sean is my C person and I pop by his house, not only it's going to feel super awkward and weird, be like, Lana, I think you're Lana Rodrigues, but how do you even know my address? What are you doing here? So the way you build rapport with your A people, it's not how you build rapport with your C people. You have to invest quite a bit of time and massaging into your C people. And then there's D's. And what does D stands for? You delete those people. You don't pay no attention to them. You delete them out of your CRM. Please don't send them any mailers. And let me give you an example for the D person. Let's say you have a neighbor, Nancy, and Nancy has been a great sport. She referred to a couple people, she's been a great sport. But guess what happens? Nancy's husband, John, is getting licensed. Now you know exactly where those referrals and that support is going to come from. So those parties you've been inviting Nancy, no more. And then you start planning your conversations and touches accordingly. No, Sean, you're not in the C list. No, we all friends now. You guys are we all like A people right here. All right, so then what do? How do we create raving fans? How do we convert our C and B people into A's? Well, first of all, we're going to provide memorable service. Okay, we are not going to be basic agents. Have you guys heard of the basic agent syndrome? Yeah, unfortunately, there's quite a bit of that. All right. And then we're going to do post-transaction follow-up for life, because you will be surprised how many agents in our industry, okay, it doesn't matter Canada or United States or elsewhere, after the transaction is done, cricket, they disappear. Okay, I want to give you this exercise to do. So let's say when you're in a social setting, non-real, like not a real estate party, but when you're like social setting, maybe where you're the only real estate professional, go meet a new friend and ask them this, like just build rapport, do a small talk and ask them, hey, oh, you live in that neighborhood. That's awesome. By the way, who is your realtor? And see what they say. 50% of the time, they're not going to remember the realtor's name. Mind blowing, right? Because the post-transaction follow-up for an average agent, the basic agent is dead. All right. And then, of course, my advice to you, friends, is show them who you are. Don't be a secret agent. Don't be a secret agent. And the way you're going to express yourself on social media, it's up to you. But I can promise you, more and more people right now, the minute you get referred to them, okay, now we're talking about referral-based business, right? If you get a Zillow lead, I mean, they may look you up, or they may just expect a fast service because, you know, it's Zillow. But when you get a referral, I can promise you that wife, she's going to go look you up on Facebook, on Instagram, and you better don't be posing in some like, you know, cute photos. Like there are some agents who post some ratchet shit, and we are not those agents. We're not those agents. Don't be a secret agent. Make sure your profile immediately, when somebody clicks on your profile, it shows who you are, what you do, and where you do business at. Okay. And for some of the friends who like, oh, well, you know, it's like my Facebook, it's for my friends. No. When you made a decision to become a real estate professional, you're opening yourself to public. Okay. So make sure when the public tries to look you up, you have some good content. Kristen is one of those agents. No, Kristen is a classy gal. She's a funny, intelligent, classy gal. I don't know what you're talking about. And then I want to talk to you guys about creating your own BNI group. Can you guys drop number 2 in the chat? If you are currently part of BNI group, or maybe you were ever part of BNI group, BNI stands for Business Networking something. Travis is going to be taking down his photos in the skimpy bathing suit. Okay, Noel has, it's an official group, past member. Okay, all right. Yeah, so when I was a brand new agent at RE/MAX, they told us, Lana, you need to get yourself into BNI group. And I'm like, ooh, that sounds good and that sounds fancy. And I tried. Please believe me, I tried. But all the BNI groups are like filled with the realtors who sit there for years because they got grandfathered in. And I gave up. I gave up. I was like, this is not my cup of tea. That's not how I'm going to be generating business, even though it sounded so exciting. But backtrack 7 years later, right now, we have office space right here. I'm sitting in Colorado Springs. It's our office space. You can see it in the background. And I'm like, okay, so I have roof that I can host something, you know, it's my space. I have 500 people in my client community, 500 families. And out of those 500 families, I have business owners. I have a chiropractor, I have a lawyer, there's a massage therapist, there's a hair person, like there's a psychologist, psychiatrist. And I had an idea that I'm going to create my own BNI group within my client community. And we did. Let me show you. So this is our first mixer. We're going to be doing these mixers twice a year because doing it every quarter, it gets just a little bit exhausting and then loses the cloud. So I was like, let me just try. Let me just see how people will react. Because remember, every time you host something for the first time, it's scary. You're not quite sure if people are going to like respond. So in the first photo, friends, you see it's our main level where I'm actually sitting in that little conference space with a table. And the first hour, it was simply just mingling, appetizers are all catered by Costco. Yes, drinks and just a casual conversation, chit chat. Then I brought everybody downstairs into our classroom setting. And because I didn't make people to get up, but I was like, okay, friends, now we're going to individually get up. You're going to introduce yourself, formally your business and your number 1 goal for 2023. And friends, it was so freaking powerful. There was some tears shed. There was some vulnerabilities, and it was so good. And I want to challenge you to possibly do this within your community, and start within your client community. And some of you were like, well, Lana, okay, but what about local business owners? I'm like, yeah, that's easier, but local business owners already have another realtor friend they're referring you, and it's not you or me. within your client community, because I expect for all these people to refer me as a realtor. I was their only realtor, right? So that's why when you bring your people together and they get to know each other, that's where the magic happens. And they were so grateful. They even didn't know of each other, and now they're able to exchange referrals and business opportunities within that particular organization. And I'm a firm believer in tangible items. So no one left empty-handed. I bought these 2 books on Amazon. First one is Influencer, because I was like, none of these people are doing social media on a high level. And then word of mouth marketing. So they all left with a gift. Yeah. Do you charge? No, Sherry, hopefully I pronounced your name correctly. No, I don't charge. It was just like my way of giving back. I don't charge him anything because I just want to position myself in the place of authority where I'm hosting you guys. Don't forget me about your real estate referrals, and give them this Sharia. Okay, Sean, I don't know if you're kidding or not. Sharia. Okay, moving on. But no, I will show you what we do for our client community, and we don't charge almost for anything, because I'm a firm believer, the more value, the more you give, the more you will receive. And everything, before I forget this thought, everything we do for our client community, yes, I want them to be happy, but my number one goal is for them to not forget about me, and for them to think of anything when it comes to real estate in Colorado. That's my number one goal. And you have to think, like, you have to put yourself in your client's shoes, because you know how us realtors, we get bombarded and spammed all the time. Like my phone, this is my second cell phone number. My first one right now, it became a company's number, because like all these spammers are calling me and trying to get my attention or sell me something. Well, you have to understand that your consumers, your past clients, your future clients, they getting spammed and bombarded too. Like virtual assistants are calling them, somebody's farming their neighborhood. So you have to like change your mindset. What are you gonna do to make yourself stand out from all that noise? All right. So, and there's a few things on communication. How do you communicate with your database? Well, for many, many years, Facebook was not my number one platform. It still is. And even though I'm on TikTok and I'm on Instagram, and now I also downloaded Threads, and I don't even know how to work it, but we're there, right? But Facebook has been the most effective for me. I'll talk about it a little bit more. And then, of course, there's CRM. If you're planning to add people to your team, or if you planning to stick in real estate for many, many years to come, please get yourself a good CRM where you have all your past, present, future clients. Well, all the leads are coming in. It's going to make things so much easier. Of course, there's Instagram. We send out monthly newsletter to all our client community, and we use MailChimp for that. And then there is BombBomb. I have to get back myself into BombBomb. BombBomb, it's a video platform. Pretty much, it just makes things easy to send out like a video email. Let's say I want to send Kristen and Sean email thanking them by having me on the Zoom. I'm just going to press the button, record. It's going to record it, and it's going to send in a very nice video format for them to kind of watch it. And I know many, many friends in the industry are using it, and it's a great platform. But I'll tell you why Facebook versus Instagram. Instagram, it's still like feel good, look good platform. Okay, it was designed as a photo app, and they implemented Reels to compete with TikTok. But when somebody is going through some hard life things, let's say death, childbirth, sickness, no one is going to post their picture on Instagram looking like shit or crying, but they are going to share that on Facebook. They are going to share that on Facebook. And one strategy that we do, I friend all my past, future, present clients on Facebook. My team friends them, and then let's see, we add them into our private client Facebook group. Please drop a 1 in the chat if you currently have a private client Facebook group for your clients. I'm really, really curious. I'm going to drink some water while you guys interact with this. Okay, friends, does no one has, do you guys hear me? Okay, I'm going to let Matt in. So no one on this call. Okay, Anthony, don't. Well, friends, Lindley, I don't know. I cannot see what you posted, but it's like a question mark. Well, I guess this is it. They brought me here for a reason. So this is one of the major takeaways. I want to challenge everybody to create
Yeah. Yeah, she's here.
Number one takeaway. Yes, thank you. All right, team. Taylor, you may have to mute yourself, babe. Okay, perfect. All right, team. So private client Facebook group. This tool is absolutely free, like absolutely free. And like, why not? We are all part of some kind of Facebook groups run by somebody, but why don't you take over control and bring your people all together, okay? And for some of you, like, well, it's a lot of work. It's not, because if you make it systematic, and I suggest if you have an assistant or maybe a partner or somebody who helps you with things, put them in charge of it. Because if you're a solo producer and you're running and gunning, and you're very, very busy, you may not have enough time to designate a lot of time to this. But how do we do this? So there's two ways to add people to it. You can either send them a link. Hey, join this group. For example, our transaction coordinator at the end, she sends them a referral link. Hey, no, I'm sorry, not a referral, a review link. Hey, please review us. And please don't forget to join our Facebook group. So in that case, they can just tap in and they don't need to be friends with you. But I will show you why I friend everybody, because I want to be in everybody's business. I want to be in everybody's business. I want to see what's going on in their life. And then I'll show you a couple more things that we also post there for client interaction. So here we have Riley saying in our Facebook group, thank you, LRG, for helping us celebrate our little one coming soon. You're all so thoughtful. And then Sherry saying, thank you guys for surprise gift welcoming my baby girl. Now, how do you guys even think we found out that these live events were happening? It's not like Riley or Sherry messaged me directly. It's like, hey, Lana, we're having a baby. Don't forget to pop by with some gift. No. I watch. So they were past clients and I just simply friend them. And every time there is a big post, big announcement, it's going to get a lot of Facebook likes and it's going to get pushed to the top of the feed. And most of the time I'm going to see it. So the minute I saw Riley, having a birth announcement, I screenshot it, I sent it to my assistant, and within 48 hours, there were flowers, little apple cider, and little onesie on her door. Okay. The same thing for Cherie. I saw that we came home from the hospital. We brought them little meal, little flowers, because friends, not only your competition is not doing that, even the client family members are not doing that. They're not recognizing this. And look, they have a platform to communicate. You have to, when they say, when you build it, people will come. So you're giving this avenue for your clients to interact and thank you. And it becomes a bit of a client community. And feel free to take it and name your client database a client community, because every time somebody comes into our team, new client, past client, even like a customer or a cold lead, we immediately say, hey, what you get is to become part of our client community. How does that sound? And most people are like, yeah, that sounds awesome. And here's a couple more things that we are posting there. For example, we had a summer bash event coming up, and I'm just doing a little teaser because guess what? I don't want my competition to see it. I don't want the majority of my 5,000 Facebook friends to see it, but I just want this strategic messaging go to my clients. Then we have little screenshot from our Easter brunch. Hey, 1 hour left. You can still come join us, because I know like my client avatar is a lot of military families, and they just may pop by last minute, and I'm letting them know, hey, you can still come. And then I'm giving everybody a little heads up. Hey, party starts now. This is from our client appreciation gala, because I don't want or strangers or like people who are watching my stuff on social media come by and get like a freebie dinner on me. No, it's strategic messaging for your client community. Sherry's saying that she loves that idea. How does it sound? There's a lot of Okay, so Sean is asking, do you add people that are in your sphere that are not yet clients into the group? Yeah, this is a great question. So yes. So if it's a supporter, if it's a fan, if it's an A+ person, absolutely. Because when they're in the group, they're going to be seeing everything we're doing. And they're going to be constantly reminded of who we are. Now, if it's somebody like, oh, Lana, I know you, can you add me to the group so I can, no, because not yet, because you haven't really fully supported me. Also a brand new prospect. brand new prospect, if we can find them on Facebook, they're going to be immediately added. Because look, if they somehow stumbled across my team, most likely they're talking to some other team in town. But no, we want to show them value is here. I want to show them what we have to offer. So yeah, so you kind of have to be selective. Make sure there is no other realtors in a group. You keep it super private. You have everybody approved, and you kind of like, do a little audit every 6 months or so. So Wesley is saying he just started a private client group I tell everyone about it at closing, like it's some VIP group. Yes. Give a gift cards, update them local info. Yes, you make it VIP because look, we all want to be part of something very special. Yep. Noel is saying people want to feel cared for. Of course. Yep, Sean, adding all the clients. All right, moving on. Have a couple more slides for you, friends. Let's stay strong. And then remember, I told you it becomes a hub for client interaction. So here's Liz saying, thanks, Lana, we're celebrating our anniversary today. This is an example of also monthly mailers that we get. It's automated service, and they get discount or kind of little freebie at one of the local restaurants. It costs me $1 per person. So on average, it's what, $500 a month, but it's worth it because, for example, in the winter, they had a free ski lift ticket. So for some of you who are like skiing, like, hello, yes. There's Kevin saying, thank you, Lana, and your team. 6 years worth has time gone. Yeah, time has definitely gone somewhere because Lana 6 years ago looked completely different than Lana looks right now. And then we also did like a couple contests. So if you give your clients a platform to interact, they will totally love it up on it. Now, keep in mind that Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, they're all algorithm platforms. So if you like post one thing and don't post anything for like 2 weeks, algorithm probably is gonna like, okay, that group is dead. So try to do a little bit of interacting, like do some polls, do like, hey, what's your favorite spot in my city? Like have a little bit of interaction. So this way a Facebook algorithm knows you're actually doing some good things within this group. Okay, now I'm gonna switch a topic a little bit for a second. Let me just, okay, how do you collaborate with Wesley is saying, how do you collaborate with the restaurants? You go to them and say, I have 250 clients who would eat and mailer, and then, okay. Yeah, Sean, it's recorded. Well, Wesley, to answer your question, that particular campaign with the mailers, it's through automated service. Like I would not have time to go to every restaurant. Now, what we did with the restaurants, I'll tell you, when we had an in-house videographer with a salaried position for the last 3 years, we don't have one right at the moment, but we did. I would go to local businesses and like, hey, can I do a highlight reel on you? And I would interview them and I would give them exposure like this. But something like this where you have to automate it and like try to find the company that does it automatically on your behalf, because it's a lot of legwork, all right, I want to talk to you about my favorite apps real quick. And I'll show you how we use these apps. So TikTok is highlighted. TikTok is #1. Once again, I know it's not a social media episode, but TikTok, like it's been really, really good to me. And that's how I met Sean. Actually, before, I connected with Sean on Instagram, I met Sean on TikTok because his video popped in my feed. It was super funny. And one thing I'm going to tell you, if you have a desire to grow your following or audience in an organic way, not paying for followers or whatever, TikTok is it. Because it takes 1 viral or 2 viral videos to start moving and growing within TikTok algorithm system. And yeah, TikTok is great. And how I got into TikTok, 2020, my Facebook was hacked. For 1.5 months. I was completely locked out. And for somebody like me, where I have my client group, I have all these things, I was devastated. And I downloaded TikTok as a joke. I was like, let me just kind of see what's up with this platform. And then I started making some little bit of funny real estate mom humor TikToks. And I would send it to my clients because I know I was stuck at home with my family. My client community were stuck at home with a client family, and I could not communicate with them because my Facebook was hacked. So TikTok can come very, very handy if you learn how to use it. Also, video editing app is much easier than Instagram, a real app, in my opinion. Okay, moving on. All right. So EvaBot. EvaBot is a company, I think, out of California. And the only best thing about them, they ship like little gifts on your behalf to whoever in your logo branded boxes. Now that's the best thing. Because like, okay, Amazon is number 3, and I'll tell you how we use Amazon. But like when people get like Amazon box, it's not a surprise. It's not like, okay, did I order this? Did somebody order this for me? Well, EvaBot, it's going to come in your logo branded box. And the gifts start anywhere from like 30, I think it's 30, 50, 75, and $100. So if you want to say somebody, like send somebody a thank you or surprise somebody, it's kind of super cool. Amazon, and for some of you like, okay, Lana, what's up with Amazon? We all use it, but I'll tell you how I use it. One of my superpowers is I'm very relatable. So if you work with me on the transaction, most of the time you're going to want to stay in my world, especially the wives, and become friends. And I was, well, I still am, but in the beginning when I was building my career, I was a realtor who was invited to every housewarming, kids' birthdays, anniversaries. Even I was invited to clients' weddings. And I even attended one of my clients' child's funeral. Now, it was very sad and I do not recommend, but I'm that realtor who gets invited to all those places. Because why? Because I'm a genuinely nice person. I care for my client community and stay omnipresent. Okay. I'm not a secret agent who goes away and disappears. So now my time is very like valuable. You know, I have 2 little kids. I work, try to have some personal life too, which is very hard. So, and I still get invited places. So what do you think I do when I cannot be there? And I'm also a very last minute person. I'm like, oh shit, there's an event coming up in 48 hours, in 24 hours. I cannot be there. I go immediately on Amazon, either myself or my assistant, and we send something to that people's houses. If it's a housewarming, they're going to receive some kind of nice Amazon gift, maybe like a charcuterie board, or because remember right now, almost every big city has Amazon warehouse. So it can be delivered, if not the same day, the 24 hours later. Or if it's kids really don't care if it comes from Amazon box. Kids will get something on my behalf or on my team's behalf to open it. And psychology to recognizing kids is when parents see their kids happy and recognized, it like blows their mind, and they're gonna be very, very grateful to you. All right, so that's how we use Amazon. Super duper fast if something needs to be ordered and delivered to client's house as a surprise. Instacart, Canadian friends, I don't know if you have Instacart in Canada. I know we have it in US, and believe it or not, I discovered Instacart, which is a grocery delivery service, after COVID. So I was forced in 2020 to go to a grocery store. And how do we use Instacart? I remember I told you, like, I friend everybody on Facebook and I just watch what happens in their life. Is somebody sick? Did something happen? Is somebody still fighting COVID? Or maybe it's a strep throat or it's a flu season. For example, in Colorado, the flu season lasted so freaking long this winter, and people not gonna post their flu shots on, flu like pictures on Instagram, but they're going to share it in their statuses or something on Facebook. And within hours when that is shared, the Instacart delivery order is being delivered to our client's house. And typically, what do we order? Maybe some soup, some flowers, some vitamin C, rotisserie chicken. I'm a big fan of rotisserie chicken. And look, not even your client's family members are going to be doing that. And your competition is definitely not going to be doing it either. So when you start doing little things like this, oh man, you're going to go a long way, long way. And then of course, edible arrangements. If your A people or somebody very important in your sphere or in your database has like a big, nice celebration coming up, send them edible arrangement. Once again, Canada friends, I hope you have that. It's like a nice covered food. There's a little example of edible arrangement, and it comes in you can add balloons, you can add flowers, but it's tasty, it's gluten-free. You can make it chocolate-free, which is fruit, and it's super classy touch. And the good thing about edible arrangements, you can either order it night prior or the morning off when it needs to be delivered. So it works really, really great for last minute people like myself. Oh yeah, you guys do have edible arrangements? Oh no, Wesley. So EvaBot is a company out of California, but I believe they ship everywhere in US, everywhere. Yeah. All right. Oh yeah, we're still talking about TikTok. Yeah, Kelly got a deal from TikTok on viral. Yeah, well, Sean just was saying us in the beginning of this call that he posted another video. He got like 3 leads because, like, look, there's people who are gonna. Oops, let me go back. Well, maybe I'll stay here. There's people who are gonna be on Threads, and there are people who's still gonna be on TikTok. All right, so my last recommendation for the favorite app is Linktree. And can you guys just drop like number 3 in the chat if you're currently using Linktree? I'm really, really curious on this one. Who's using Linktree right now in their business? Kelly is, Wesley, okay, Sean, okay, Jeff, right on. All right, so quite a bit of you are using Linktree and some of you are not. Well, I'll show you how we use it. Look, these are 2 main pages that I share the most, and I set them up myself. And keep in mind, I hate anything technology. I try not to touch it, like if I don't have to. And these are 2 pages because a lot of times people either come to me and they're like, "Hey, Lana, we were referred to your group, blah blah blah." And I in the past, I would start sending them. I would just start spamming them. Here's our YouTube channel. Here's our reviews. Here's our latest listings. And then the consumer is like, "What the heck is this?" Where now I have all of that combined nicely in one little thing. And both of these are completely free. There's a paid version of Linktree that you don't need to use. You can totally design these by yourself within like 20 minutes. And all you do, you just create a profile, you start adding the links, and then it shows so like clean. It comes in one link. And then when somebody asks me about Real Broker, Lana, tell me more about Real Broker. So before I like start sending them like all these spammed links, like, check this out, check this out. Here's a link for you to review when you have a minute. Please, please, please. Do it for yourself, do it for your business, do it for your personal profile. Maybe you're trying to be a speaker or somebody, you know, so create your little, like your own little portfolio, or do it for your team. It's super easy, super cheesy, but it works. All right, so how much time do we have? We don't have much time at all, but I'm gonna keep going because I really want you to finish this presentation. I have about 15 minutes. Good. Okay. All right. If I'll tell you guys that I came up with all these great systems and all by myself, no, I would be full of lies. I want to give credit when the credit is due. And from early on, Brian Buffini was my guy. When I joined Remax, they had big Brian Buffini poster there. And I'm like, who's this guy? They're like, oh, it's working by referral guy. I'm like, works for me. And see here, his thing is calls, notes, and pop buys. And one thing that I kind of decided that I'm not going to be doing a lot in real estate career is making a lot of calls. And I'll tell you why, is because when I talk on the phone, I kind of like, I lose myself. I lose my confidence because my accent comes out. And when your accent comes out, like, I feel like I start to sound foreign and, you know, people kind of like gravitate away from me. But I did my share of notes. I did my share of pop buys. And we found ourselves in client events, and I'm going to share with you guys what we do and how we do it. But before, remember when we, in the beginning of the call, we talked about birthday and home anniversary mailers? This is how ours look like. They look like this, super simple, just a general birthday card from Amazon. Back in the day, 5 or 6 years ago, I used to handwrite these myself, but now I have an amazing support team. Well, I have one assistant, and she helps me with that. She's fantastic. How do we track these? Once again, we track all of these through CRM. And there's just a little business card of who we are, so they don't forget the face. Cheesy referral sticker. I love referrals from Amazon. And we include $5 gift card. That's it. That's it. $5, either Starbucks or local coffee shop, Dutch Bros. That's all we include. And like, people love it. People love it. Because check this out. Like, you know, when we go pick up the mail and we bring this pile of mail, the first thing we do as humans, we go through all the junk and see if did somebody actually send us like a personal card. Okay. So when you start doing this for your client community, oh man, they're going to love this so much. And then I want to talk to you about the pop buys. So this is example of industry pop buys. Okay. This is actually what Buffini system like preaches you. Get a little pie slicer with a nice cheesy tag, or maybe a little pumpkin or little jam jars. And well, I did try those in the past, and I'm like, I don't know, just not my vibe. It's just small. And these are, I'm listing my 2 favorite pop buys for the upcoming season. And you're like, Lana, it's not fall yet. Oh, fall is just around the corner, guys. So these are my 2 favorite pop buys. If you have to do a pop buy, Costco in America, they sell these poinsettia plants, and they're this big. They're huge, like half my size, and only $16. So if you want to surprise your A client, B client, and kind of pop by with this, oh my God, that's gonna stand in the freaking in their house for an entire month of December. And then of course you cannot go wrong with $5.99 pumpkin pie from Costco. And look, some of you be like, Costco, shut up. Like, why don't you go support local? I tried to support local. First of all, their pies are smaller. Their pies are more expensive, like double, triple the price. And when because we deliver, or we host right now the pie event, I'll show you in a few, where we have like 200 people. And when you go and say, hey, small business owner, I need like 200 to 300 pies in one order. Can you do that? They look at you crazy. They're like, no. I'm like, exactly. Costco, they have all the systems. So we do our pies from Costco, and I started as a pop buys. As a matter of fact, remember that time when my husband forced me to get my real estate license as an ultimatum? I actually went and bought 85 pumpkin pies, and I delivered to complete strangers' doors. That's how I started my business, true story. But now we have people come to us, because imagine delivering pies to 500 people, it will be nuts. So this is what the pie party looks like. We have been hosting the pie party for 5-6 years now, or before that I used to do deliveries. And it looks like this. This is me and my amazing team. And this is how pie pop buys look like in real life. But this is what I'll tell you one thing. Let me just check the chat, because chat is going. Sean is saying this is a legit insanity. I love that so much. Yeah, please steal all my ideas, guys. Yeah, so Noel is actually getting great feedback from handwritten cards. And Noel is saying that your brokerage is a big fan of Buffini systems. I mean, Buffini is OG, like he is legit. And I feel like he's also one of the most genuine coaches in our industry. Not just say anything about Tom Ferry. Tom Ferry is great too, but Buffini, he just has something like about his presence and generosity and things like that. Okay, Travis had to leave. Yeah, Noel loves Buffini systems. Okay. Yes, Richard. Brooke Landry does the pies. I think he does like thousands of pies, so that's his thing. Yeah, I love Brooks Landry. He's a fellow real agent, and he's also video creator, great guy. But let me tell you something about the pies. So we've been hosting a pie party for the longest time, and my clients are very intelligent people. They like free shit, but they're not stupid. They're like, okay, Lana is giving pie from Sam's Club or Costco. It's my Sunday. I don't really want to go see Lana. So we noticed that our attendance rate dropped. I'm like, what the fuck? Where are people not coming? Like, I started freaking out. And I'm like, okay, well, they probably can go buy their own pie. It's like, it was more excited, less excited for them. Pause. Also, when we did pop buys with pies, because some of you be like, it doesn't work. Like, why would you do that? But it does work. Because like, look, we have TT saying here, I just want to say thank you, Lana, and the LRG group. I was literally in tears when I see the pies on my porch. Okay. We have Jennifer and Mike, way to make me cry when I started a shower. And then Vanessa is giving us a shout out too. So when you feel like, when you think like these things are insignificant, like who would want a free pie from Costco? People want. And it's the effort and it's the emotions that causing them. Like, look, these people, TT is going to use me for life. I made her tear up. Okay. Jennifer and Mike too. They got a pie and they got a poinsettia and a baby outfit because they just had a baby. So anyway, but back to the pie story. So I was like, people are not coming down for the pie. My attendance rate dropped. Let me add pictures with Santa that looks so real. Like this Santa bread looks so freaking real. When I see him, I just want to tear up. Like he's just brings in memories. And that's what we did. We added pictures with Santa and they come get their pie. Professional photographer. So this way they get pictures right before the holiday cards and they can use it on digits or, print it out. And when do we do this? We host this on usually last Sunday of November, right before Thanksgiving in American dates, because then they have these great pictures for Thanksgiving weekend. They get a pie to put on their Thanksgiving table. So there's a little bit of psychology behind that. And this is how these pictures look like. Look, it's so much better than you will go and get at the mall. And this particular little baby, she had a little health condition. So we'll let her family come before anyone else. So they had like own special time. So things like this, when you do things like this for your client community, it's gonna go a long way. Also in 2020, remember when we were all in quarantine and everything was locked down, we were not allowed to have any indoor events, but no one said anything about the outdoor event. So here's me in the back, our clients getting a drive-through pie from Costco with Santa bread, still being a good sport. And then for everything we host, we do send out nice mailers, because once again, I'm a firm believer in tangible items. And this is Lana holding a pie. This is me with a fake beard. It's a bit cheesy and funny. And two things are going to happen when the clients are going to get these mailers. They're going to put it in the trash or slap it in the fridge. Hopefully it's going to stay on the fridge as a friendly reminder for the event. So it looks approximately like this. Now, some of you be like, Lana, okay, like, why do you do all this? Once again, we do all of this to stay top of heart, top of mind, as simple as that. Because my number one goal is for my clients not to forget about who I am and what I do. Here's a little example of little pizza pop-by party. We did 2 of those campaigns. We did one in 2020 when everything was shut down and people were getting ready to be locked up in their homes. And then we did one following year for back to school. And all it is, it's a 4-pack of cheesy pizzas, frozen. Like, who would not want to eat that? Like, look, I'm a mom of 2. Like, my kids would eat the cheese pizza like all day long. And we did these, I think the first time we delivered about 285. I personally delivered 50 out of those 285 because it was important for me to go door to door and see my clients, see how they're doing, see if they need anything, and then approximate amount. And this is for somebody who wants to start doing pop buys. You just don't do random pop buys. We learned that lesson, because when you do random pop buys, people may not be at home. They may not want pizza. They may not want to see you, but we do RSVP link. So we send it out. Where do we post? We put it in our client group. We post it in a newsletter. It's like, hey, we're going to be doing this campaign. Please RSVP if you would like to receive pizza from us. Okay. And then they either come and RSVP or they don't. And we deliver to people who actually want to be delivered. Once again, it's an opportunity for another touch. And like, because if somebody doesn't want pizza, they're not going to get pizza. No. Or somebody has gluten-free problem. They're going to communicate to us, hey, we would love pizza, but can it be gluten-free? So kind of cool thing. All right, team. I know there's 13 of us, and hopefully somebody's going to come rewatch this. But this is a picture to take, the slide. This is my list of events that I recommend for you to consider for 2023, 2024. And I have 4 of them highlighted because of those will be my recommendations. Those are the most successful and big events for us. We have Pumpkin Patch coming up. We just hosted a summer bash, aka movie premiere, in month of June. We rented out 3 movie theaters and hosted all our amazing clients there and their families. But the biggest event out of all this list is actually our Pumpkin Patch. And we go to the local owner here in Colorado. I was like, hey, this is who we are. This is what we do. Can we bring maybe anywhere from 600 to 800 people at one time? Can you give us some like privacy? Can it be exclusive to our team? And he says, yes. My cost of that event is $10 per person, $10. So let's say if we have 700 people, because I think that's how many people we had last year. So it's on a plus minus $7,000, and then the tip, and then a couple other miscellaneous expenses. So my suggestion to you guys, you have plenty of time to possibly plan a pumpkin patch in your area. And then of course, photos with Santa goes a long way. If you can save your people trip to the mall or Dick's Sporting Goods where they have to stand in line and, you know, take a picture with some random ass Santa, I think it's going to go a long way too. Now, here is another slide to take a photo to. Event invitation systems that work. A lot of friends of mine who get excited about hosting an event, they call me back and they're like, well, no one came. Like my turnover was like attendance rate was very, very small. I was like, okay, but did you do this invitation system? So for example, 5 touches, because once again, our people are very scattered minded. So we have to bring them home. We have to constantly remind them who we are, what we do, and why we do it. So first thing what we do is we create client Facebook group. Kristen, can you give me a thumbs up if we're still good on time? I'm almost done, I promise. Yeah, okay, awesome. I told you guys it's going to be a long one, but hopefully it's a good one. Yeah, so once again, we do the Facebook invitation in our private client Facebook group. And the minute you invite everybody there, guess what? Then Facebook actually sends out automated invites on your behalf. You don't even need to worry about it. So that's kind of cool. Then we print out and we mail invitations to everybody in a timely manner so they can open an envelope, put it on their fridge. Then I, either myself or me and my team member, would visit the site. Because see, especially if you're just starting to host these client appreciation systems, people be like, well, Kristen is hosting something. She never hosted it before. I don't know if it's going to be good. Should I even attend? But then you like, bam, give them a visual presentation, like a little video. This is what we're going to be doing. I cannot wait to see you. And they see the venue behind you. I'm like, oh, well, that actually looks kind of cool. Maybe I want to attend that, right? Because most of the people are very, very visual. Of course, newsletter format, everybody gets a very detailed email. And if you don't have like 500 families yet, because right now in our case, we have to automate things a little bit. Like me calling 500 clients, it's painful. We tried that, it was brutal. So now we do automated voicemails, automated texts go out on our behalf, inviting them. But I want to suggest, if you have a smaller client community, do a text, call, or DM. Personal invitation goes such a long way, primarily because they're going to see already all touch number 1, touch number 2, touch number 3 and 4. And then when you're going to call them personally to invite them, they'll be like, okay, Kristen, I'm coming. Okay, yes, you convinced me. And anytime you host something, friends, very, very important, please have somebody there taking pictures or doing a video, because there's still going to be some people who don't show up. They'll be like, I don't know, it's not my cup of tea. But then you bombard them with a B-roll of the event and thank everybody for attending. And then people who didn't come, they're like, oh, wow, that looked really awesome. I should have came there. And they're going to come to the next one. So that's why this became quite a bit of a system in our client community, in our organization. So now, like, our clients just expect this. They know what's going to happen. It's not a surprise. And that's why our attendance rate is really, really healthy. Okay. One of the very important slides, who is your client care team? For some of you, my solo producers who are running and gunning, I have so much respect for you. But if you want to start executing client experience on a high level, please bring somebody to help. Like, for the longest time, it was my husband, Brian, who was helping me. He was active duty. And then on his time off on the weekends, he was helping me with this till I started a team. And then I had my licensed agents help me. And now I have, for the last 4 years, I have designated my right hand, who's my assistant, and also our client care manager. will work very, very closely. Because if you, like, remember, like, our goal as a salespeople, it's brand and expand. So we really need to have leverage to help with other things, because most of the time somebody may have a better job, implement a better job of event planning than you. And then do not forget to leverage your vendors and ask for support. And by support, I mean financial support. Believe it or not, for first 5-6 years, I did not ask anybody. I was like, I did not even know I could ask. And I was like, well, if somebody wants to give me something, they need to come to me. And then I went to one of the conferences and they're like, yeah, we have lender and title and paying for this and this and this. And I'm like, oh my God, crazy. I've been missing out on all this. And one very important tip, when you're going to be asking somebody to support you financially, one of your partners, do not do it over text, do not do it over email. It's very important to do it in person. You kind of explain them who you are, what you do, and why do you want to do this, how it's going to benefit both of you, and then you ask for their support. Because we learned a lesson. We had a home inspector who he netted almost $50,000 from our team, from all the referrals he's been getting, all doing home inspections for our team. And we came back from the conference and we sent him a text, and he misinterpreted interpretation of this text, and that relationship was dead in 48 hours. Like, he thought we are trying to take advantage of him, asking for money, and we're like, no, it was a big old mess. So don't do it over the phone or via text, do it in person. And I'm not sure about Canada, and I'm not sure about other states, but in the state of Colorado, lender can help to pay up to 50% of the marketing event. Okay, your title people in Colorado cannot pay for anything. Inspectors and insurance and roofers, they're going to contribute little amounts. Don't expect any big checks. But I want you to start thinking: is your lender can be a supporter for you? And if they say they cannot, they're kind of full of shit. There's some way, one way or another, they can. Our lender works for a big bank here in town, and he always has to run it and approve it by his marketing department. And then we typically get a little bit of compensation. And so there's a way to do it strategically. So please, please, please start thinking about that. Because if it's going to be a big event, that's going to cost you anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000. I highly suggest you bring a little sponsorship there. All right. Also, for some of us who are still on a call, I want to just open your perspective. Who are you? Like, who are you else? Like, we are all realtors, we're amazing professionals, and what else? Because remember, they say riches are in the niches, or whatever it goes. So you have to start looking at yourself not only as a real estate professional, but what else are you? Okay. So my name is Lana. I'm a military spouse, I'm a mom, and I'm a weight loss junkie. So when I connect to people, I try to tell them who I am, and they're gonna like gravitate towards me, right? So for example, like my TikTok growth, in the beginning, it was like mom and military spouse humor and real estate humor, but then my other following got from weight loss junkie and all the weight loss content and all that. So we have Brittany on my team. She's a CrossFitter and she's a mountain climber. She pulls so many leads out of those two communities. Like, it's her thing, it's her niche. We have my husband, Brian. He's a veteran military academy grad. I'll tell you in a second what he did with his academy background. We have Amy. Amy is a Frenchie and chicken owner. So everyone who comes into our team and is like, oh, I want to have chickens, or I love animals, Amy is immediate fit. And then we have Maria. Maria is no longer in our team, but she's a golfer and country club person. Oh man, she got so many opportunities at country clubs. So I want you to start thinking also on identifying who you are, because yes, we're realtors, but that's not your full identity. And I want to share with you guys a little bit, because that may also change your perspective for a second. My husband, Brian, he was active duty for, oh my God, 11, 12 years in the United States Army. And when he got out, he's not here, so I can actually talk freely. You know, when he got out of the Army, we made a decision for him to get out because Army was going to move us to the different state. And I'm like, oh no, I cannot recreate what I recreated here somewhere else. And it was a very hard transition for him. Very hard. He had to find his, how he's going to fit into real estate world. He got licensed and he was helping his wife who was running a team. But I was like, Brian, you just start thinking, start building your box. Like how your box is going to look like. And he went to military academy, and there's like a lot of military guys who buy with VA loans, but no one was hosting anything real estate related. And no one was hosting a real estate conference or nothing like that. So he actually designed his own little military real estate conference that started from the first picture is like, there's like 30, 40 people in one room to now where it's an annual conference with over 100 attendees, phenomenal guest speakers. And the reason why I'm sharing this with you, he created this box pretty much out of nothing. There was opportunity, right? Because we all went to some grad schools or like things or whatnot. But he, so far, since 2019 up to this year to date, he brought 110 transactions into our team from just building that box. Because a lot of those people now, that's not only like residential, there's commercial brokers, there's bank people and all people somehow related to real estate industry, but him building this box and putting himself in a position of authority, because once again, people just think of him when it comes to real estate in Colorado Springs, and that's how we got all the referrals. So start thinking what's going to be maybe your box for 2024. And last but not least, I want to share with you guys, because some of you may like, okay, the client events, the pop buys, maybe it's not my cup of tea, but here's 3 mailing strategies, guys, 3 mailing strategies that you can actually implement this year, end of this year, beginning of next one. Those work very effectively. So first of all, current market value mailer to your client community. You can do the mailer, you can do the email. Once again, I'm a firm believer in tangible items, something they can open it, maybe kind of review it, maybe screenshot it, text it to you, because like you have to check this out. Market has shifted. We are all wondering what's going to happen and what's going on. our clients are the same. They're like, what the heck is going on? Well, you tell them, hey, I just been pulling up some numbers. Here's an approximate market evaluation on your house. Let me know if you want to talk details. And we started this at our team. We didn't fully completed it because well, I'll tell you why, because our team manager quit and she was in charge of that. So that kind of paused things. But when we were sending this out in the beginning stages, oh, our phones were ringing. So then the second mailer is year or quarter in review, meaning, let's say Sean is going to move to Real Broker with Kristen this fall. I'm manifesting this. And Sean is just going to do a nice year or quarter in review to his client community, his sphere. Hey guys, I made a move. I would love for you to support me. I'm working hard and being kind and blah, blah, blah. So there will be some exciting news, right? Year or quarter in review mailer. Now, there's the last mailer, and it's called the Letter of the Heart. My former coach, Carrie Schul, she told me to do this for the last 4 years. And I'm like, what am I like? No one wants to read stuff about me. What am I going to put in Letter of the Heart? You know, like what, everything is great, blah, blah, blah. But year 2021 for me was a very different year. There was a lot of personal things. Like I fell and I broke my arm. My husband almost died from COVID. My parents were both in a hospital in critical condition from random things. And that's when my son also began his autism journey discovery thing. So I was like, okay, let me just try to put it on a paper. And this is an example. And I did. I waited for 24 hours. I reread it. I was like, okay, let me just send it out. Let's see what happens. We sent it out. This is exactly how it looked like. As you can see, there's no logo. There's nothing salesy. There's no call to action. It's just Lana sharing her heart out about 2021 with a couple family photos. There's a photo of my husband, Brian, on like a breathing machine, my kids, and a picture of my family. And we sent it out in December we attached, what do we call? We attached little team holiday photo and this letter. And I was like, I'm gonna send it out. We'll see what happens. No one probably will care. Dude, my phone was blowing up. People were calling me. People were texting me. People were like, I'm reading this and I'm crying. And I'm like, wow. So that kind of letter is very powerful. It works. Now, you have to really like think what you're going to put in there. Don't be salesy. Like, don't be like, yeah. And if you want to buy a house, because another friend did super salesy Letter of the Heart and she got like 0 response. And it may not be for you this time. It may be beginning of next year when you have some things happen in your life that you will share. Because if we think that, oh, no one's going to care about us, no one wants to know our business, people do, because that just makes you so much more human. All right. Okay, team. And I'm leaving you guys with my favorite quote, and it's going to go like this. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And if you're still watching, please let's connect on social media. If you guys have any questions, I would love to be your contact in Colorado Springs and anything referral based. And that's all I got for you, my friends. This is it.
Lana,
that was
amazing.
That was absolutely outstanding. Like you went for an hour and 15 straight, which is nugget after nugget. I mean that. That's probably one of our best ones by far.
Aw. Thank you, friends. Thank you. Thank you. No, like I get off the tangents and I get so passionate about this because all this stuff works. Like works. I actually had to make this presentation a little shorter. I had to remove like some other fluff, but maybe next time.
We're
Maybe
gonna
you guys
have you
can
back for sure.
Yeah.
No, that was great for, especially for the client events, because I've been wanting to do them forever and I just haven't really, I just make excuses for myself. And that just really motivated me to like, this year's the year I'm going to start doing this stuff.
Aw. Well, that's awesome. And Noelle said that she's a fan of the Buffini community too.
Love it. Love the tangible items. Every month, my clients get something in the mail from Buffini, and I love it. And I get so much great feedback all the time.
What do you guys spend on Buffini a month to do that?
So I do the Referral Maker Pro, and that's my CRM. It's electronic content once a month, and it's print content, and it's about 200 Canadian a month. And then I pay for my stamps and my envelopes. So it's reasonable. Wow. And it's pretty good content. Yeah. And you can access any of his electronic stuff going back as many years as you want. So it's a great system.
Yeah, big time. Another thing I wanted to ask you, Lana, sorry, I wrote down some questions while we were going. What's your approach for asking people? I don't know. I feel weird like asking their birthdays and their anniversaries. When does that come up? Like when you first meet them, or you're like, I want to know what your birthday is so I can send you some stuff.
Steal it off their FinTrack form, Sean.
Oh, good thinking. Okay.
I make
Okay.
my kids do that on every
That's what I do,
single deal.
right off their driver's license.
Well,
No,
that's brilliant. I'm going to be going through all my fin tracks later.
no, we did it 2 times, 2 ways. In the beginning, I don't even know how I was tracking it because honestly, like me and systems, oh God, we still have to, so many systems to improve. Because I'm a visionary, I'm like, yeah, let's go. But the first assistant who I hired, she started as a part-time, $15 an hour, just pop by delivery. And then me and her sat down, I was like, look, you're gonna have to call entire client community and just gather this data. And she was very pleasant on the phone. And when she called on behalf of the Rodrigues group, he's like, hey, we're just updating our files. Can I please get this on your behalf? And she's like, and people will give it to her, right? So we had to do that as we were cleaning it up. So then I implemented the system where after every closing, she would call on my behalf to a client, and we implemented, it was like first week check-in after they close. Then it was like 30, 90, and 6 months. So on her first check-in, when she calls to introduce herself as a client liaison, she was in charge of our home warranty, client liaison, and a couple other things. She would gather that data just through the casual conversation. And what's happening now we're trying to automate it. Our transaction coordinator, she sends out like a goodbye email at the end of every file. And that's where we have review link or for Google reviews. We have, don't forget to join our Facebook group. And please, if you want to be recognized for birthday and blah, 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 please input the data.
Mortgage, your mortgage people, whoever did the mortgage, they have all that information as well. They have to fill it out to get the mortgage, and they'll normally share it with you.
Oh, that's smart, Richard. I would never would ask that, but that's so much more easier. That's awesome.
Yeah, I have lenders that send me like, hey, did you talk to this person? It's their birthday, it's their year anniversary. So yeah, talk to your lenders and they can send you stuff as well.
See, I love
Yeah.
that. That's what's called Mastermind.
In Canada, we have to fill out a form where they have to send us their driver's license or like some form of ID that usually has their birthday. I didn't even think of that. That's brilliant right there.
Oh, Lana just took a picture and it was just of straight Sean's face.
I know, I'm so close to get to my mic. I always rewatch these and my nose is like right at the camera.
How can I make the photo of all of us? Is there a way to make a photo of all of us? Like where is a big screen?
Yeah, we'll do that for you.
Yeah,
We
we'll
always
do.
usually do one after the show. We just go back and watch it, and you can do a full screen.
And friends, I dropped Lana's takeaways, a small PDF, and all it is just a list of client events. So Sean, you definitely want to download that. And then the 5 action takeaways, how to implement it for invitation systems. And feel free to send it to your assistants or to your ops people. It's just like a super duper friendly reminder.
We're gonna break this down to a bunch of short videos too for TikTok and Instagram. So we'll send those over to you.
Oh, well, okay.
Yeah, this was absolutely amazing. We're gonna have you back again. That was just so like I'm gonna watch this 3 times. It was just it was full of tidbits.
Well, that was my goal because once again, I just wanted to provide value, guys. I'm so thankful to be here, and
Yeah.
let's connect.
I could ask you questions all day, but I know people gotta go. But we really appreciate it.
Yes, thank you. You're amazing.
Absolutely. Like we've been texting each other while you're doing
Thank you.
this, saying how amazing it was. Me, Kristen, and Gian.
I was like, when is she gonna show up? Like, what is this woman talking about? No, just kidding.
No, it's recorded. So like I said, if people can come in and out, people usually don't stay for the full thing. People have bad attention spans, but now they can rewatch it. That's the best part.
No, this is awesome. This is awesome, friends. And I'm gonna volunteer my husband whenever you guys want another guest. Brian, he has a very good Zoom about entry-level commercial. So commercial real estate for residential agents. And it's a really good one because commercial agent, it's a myth. We all can be commercial agents, and he breaks it down how to get in that world.
Amazing.
Let's actually book him, Kristen.
Yeah, I think we're booking into September right now, but Lana, I'll send you a message.
Okay, cool.
and we can set it up. That would be amazing because I know there's a ton of us that are strictly residential that would love to just open that
I've
door.
done a few commercial deals and they were a nightmare, so I'd love to learn more about that.
Oh, he breaks down the stereotype of commercial because, like, honestly, most commercial professional, real estate professional, they suck. And there's so much room for opportunity for us awesome people come in and actually take that market share.
100%.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well,
That's
thank you guys
amazing. Yeah,
so
I
much
love
for
that.
joining us. This was awesome
Alright.
today.
Thanks,
Well,
Lana.
Thank you, guys. Talk
Thank
to you
you.
guys soon.
You're
Bye.
gonna be getting a handwritten card from us.
Aw.